The market has recovered in just 12 days, making a lot of the tribe members a lot of money. And this video is for you in case you miss that V bottom recovery. And it's for you as well in case you make a lot of money and you don't know what to do next. So I want to share that on the 6th of August, I actually posted on the Telegram group. You can see right here, we talk about there's a particular setup that I wanted to do. You see, at a point in time, the market has dropped a lot. And I gathered all the tribe members and we talk about a very powerful strategy that is to put a buy stop right over here. The reason is this, because when the market recovers, it can recover really very, very fast. That's why we put a buy stop here so that if the market goes up, it will trigger the buy stop, an order that tells the brokerage to say only buy this stock if the stock price goes up. This is counterintuitive. A lot of people want to buy cheaper. We want to buy more expensive. So we trigger a buy stop order. Okay, we set a buy stop order. It got triggered. And I received message from one of them saying that they make $63,000 in just 12 days. We did not use options because volatility was very high, but quite a number of us, we use the V Pro ETF. Okay, so this V Pro ETF is basically 3 times S&P 500. So it made us about more than 20% within just 12 days or even less. Now, I want to share something very important because if you miss up the V bottom, there is going to be a next opportunity. And let me explain to you why. I've seen quite a number of the YouTubers and also a lot of the financial gurus whom I respect a lot. They share this particular table. And this table is very useful for us to understand that within a year, okay, about 3 times per year, the S&P 500 can drop by about 5%. About once a year, drop by 10%. This is about what happened recently. So if we look at the charts again, you can see the S&P 500, it dropped by around nearly 10%. And let me just measure this for you from the top to the bottom. You can see what is written there is about 10.33%. Okay, it's not a full measurement, but that's what happens about once a year. So we have opportunity once a year to go in, and about once every 4 years, minus 15%, and once every 6 years, minus 20%. That will be a huge one. This is it's like a bear market already. Now, I want to share that this is very important to build towards the mindset that regardless what happened, market goes down, market goes up, but in the long run, it goes up. The market downturn happen frequently, but doesn't last forever. The thing that I want to value add to this point, okay, because a lot of people have touched on this already. The thing that I want to value add is that this study was done in 1950 all the way to 2019. So that's a huge amount of time. How long is that? I want to bring you to your attention to a nearer or a later study, which is from 2004, which is 20 years. Now, in the past 20 years, I think the market dynamics have changed quite a bit because there's new players coming in, there's more high frequency traders. So the market behave a little bit different. I want to prepare you for this. So you can see that this is the research from Tasty Life. And this is what they say. Now, since 2004, which is the past 20 years, now it's 2024, there are instances where the market dropped by 5%, 10%, and 15%. And this table measures how long it takes them to recover. There were 24 instances where the market dropped by 5%, and within 5 days, just 5 days, it recovered. Okay, so there were 24 instances in the past 20 years. So let's say once a year, maybe about once a year on average. Okay, if it drops by 5%, within 5 days, it will recover. Now, it will recover, let's say within 10 days, there's 42 instances. So you can see it's very often within like 5 days, 10 days, or even 15 days, there's 47 instances. 47 instances out of the past 20 years. And you can see when it dropped by 10% or 5%, okay, there was never once a time in the past 20 years where the market dropped by 15% and it recovered in 5 days. It's too fast for the market to recover. But there were 3 times it recovered within 10 days, and there were 5 times it recovered within 15 days. So let me ask you this. What does this tell you about the market? The market is seeing more and more V bottom recovery. When I say V bottom, means that it goes down sharply, it bounces back up. We have seen a lot of this kind of occurrences. So as I mentioned, a lot of us, we will take profit from this. I wouldn't say take profit. We will actually leverage on this because when the market goes down, we enter more. And what I like to do is to do a buy stop order. Now, but that being said, right, I want to share with you something that may blow your mind and may change your whole dynamics. Why? It's because if you look at the next table, this is the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF, the one that we traded on recently. You can use UPRO, but the result is about similar, maybe times 3. Now, you must look at this, the average recoveries. the average time to recover, because these are the occurrences. Yes, there are quite a number of times it takes 10 days or 15 days to recover from a 5% drop, or even a 15 days for 10% drop. Drop by 10%, within 2 weeks, it recovers. Okay, so there are 9 occurrences. However, you can see that the average recovery time for 5% drop is 171 days. Now, I want you to pause for a moment. 171 days. 1 month, there's about 20 trading days. So 171 days is probably about 6 months, 7 months. Okay, about 7 months for you to recover. And a 10% drop is 463 days, more than a year. That's the average days to recovery. And a 15% drop is 500 over days, probably about 2 years. Now, let me show you this just to illustrate this. So we can take a look at this is a SPY, and let me just bring you back slightly, just slightly back. Okay, by the way, if you have not joined our Telegram group, please click on the link below, join. We are going to go through quite a number of these case studies and real life situation where we enter the market together. Okay, I shouldn't say together, but this is what I will do. I'll be sharing my insights. Now you can see S&P 500 V recovery. Okay, does it always happen? It went up all the way and it dropped a lot. Now, if you enter back then, let's measure this from the top to the bottom. A 10% drop, like what happened recently. So if we were excited, if we enter, let's see how long it takes us to recover. We don't know what's ahead, correct? But let me show you what happened. If I pull the chart, congratulations, you're going to take a long time for you to recover. And I'm going to show you how to avoid all this. You can see from here, it takes like, let's measure this. It recovered over here. Let me take the ruler, measure this. It took about 729 days. Okay, this was in 2022, just recently, just 2 years back. And it started around, when was the date again? Okay, 2022. It ended in 2024. It took 2 years to recover. Would you want to avoid this? The next V bottom recovery may not recover all the way. You may drop all the way down. Now, let me share with you a very simple way of how did I know that it's going to recover? How did I know that it's going to bounce back up? The thing is, we will never know for sure, but I use one simple indicator to avoid all this. Let me just show you the simple indicator, which I hope that it will benefit you in your portfolio. So go to indicators and just type moving average. Some of you will find this to be too simple, but let me share with you, simple stuff works. Okay, let me just click on this. Oops, okay. So the moving average is here. I'm just going to change the moving average to a 200 moving average, and let me show you how to use it. Okay, a lot of people know how to put it up there, but they don't know how to use it. So I'm going to change it to 200. Voila. Now, the whole key idea is this. The V-shaped recovery is more likely to happen, a sharp one, when the price is above the 200 days moving average. If it drops below the 200, it goes down below. That is not the time to enter. Wait for it to recover above. So let me just give you some instances. You can see, okay, there's a V shape here. Drop, drop, drop. You can put a buy stop. Recovers, go all the way up. We have made a lot of money here. Now, same thing from here. You go all the way up. Now, when I say make a lot of money, I don't expect you to keep buying and selling. Just hold on to it. Sometimes just hold on to it beats the record. Now, you can see right here, there's a false breakout. Okay, so right here, you say, oh, Sean, I shouldn't enter here. Right. You should not. Because why? It's below the 200 days average. So what do? You wait for it to go above. You can put a buy stop above the 200 days. If it breaks out, okay, that's where you will trigger the order for the brokerage to buy. Boom, makes a lot of money. Now, what we want to avoid was this, right? So could we have avoided this 2022 where there was a fall, there was a drop? Let's look at it in like real time and see what actually happens. It's not a perfect ideal scenario, but what we do is we do things that actually help us avoid the huge drop and waiting for 2 years for it to recover. I'm going to change this to 200 and let me show you what happens. Now, if you change this to 200, can you see when it drops, it went below the 200. So even if you buy a buy stop here, you would not have entered. Now, it went all the way down, you put a buy stop, boom, it actually triggers. It went up and you were happy for a while, thinking it will recover, and it went all the way down. So what should we do? We should have gotten out when it breaks down below the moving average, which is 200 SMA, 200 simple moving average. Now you see we get whipsaw a little bit. So okay, false trigger here. Okay, happy set for a while, and then after that we avoid it all the way. Okay, when do we re-enter? Take a look. When do we re-enter? We're going to avoid this from here all the way to here, do we actually enter here? No, we don't really enter here because it didn't really close above the moving average. If it does, you get exit again, okay? So let me show you this. You actually avoided this whole entire saga and re-enter probably somewhere around here. Okay, there's a whipsaw. Maybe here is the clearest indication. We could have entered here, but got out from here. Okay, here to here. We actually avoided 345 days of like waiting for the market to recover. 345 days. This money could have been used somewhere else. Okay, it can be used for like, you can put inside like a dividends, every stroker, get better dividends. But take a look at this, okay? So if you have entered, you have avoided here, and you enter back here, that's where the market went all the way up. Okay, whipsaw again, but in the end, there will be a clearer indication. But can you see, you're avoiding a huge chunk of the drop. So I want to say that, yes, the market in the long run, it's always going up due to inflation, due to, I would say, economic progress. But however, our money, our allocation of our capital is important. So do let me know if this video helped you. Again, the summarized portion is this: S&P 500, one of the best investment tool. I mean, even recommended by Warren Buffett. A lot of the other investors are doing that. The key thing is, how do we avoid the drawdown? How do we actually enter? There are final tactics like using the simple moving average. There are final tactics like using a buy stop order. But the next time a V bottom happens, we will not know there is a V bottom. But the next time the market drops by 5%, 10%, do look at a simple moving average and also do a buy stop. And also do join our Telegram group. Subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments below. Even if you disagree, I would love to hear it because I'm always learning. I don't claim to be like knowing everything. Let me know what else you want to learn and we can grow together and build wealth and give wealth together. I'll see you in the next video.